and she started peeing, so she peed all over her couch. So ever since then, I have taken this baby. Do not get the button ups. These things are awful. They are like, they're like a puzzle. And not only are they like a puzzle, guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Francesca. If you're new here, I have a 10-month-old daughter named Arabella, and I would love it if you hit subscribe. It just notifies you whenever I post new videos, and I'm excited that you're here. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I was a first-time mom and I had no idea what to get. So I loved watching these videos, and I hope that you can get something from it. I plan to tell you what we loved and some things that didn't work for us. So every baby is different. You know, some babies like certain things, some babies don't. So it's hard to say if your baby will like these things and do well with them. But I wanted to tell you from my experience what worked for us, and yeah, hopefully it'll help you out. So I'm gonna break it up into different categories. So I'm gonna do feeding, clothing, and then go from there. So whether you're breastfeeding or bottle feeding, there's a few things that I kind of learned along the way. So number one, I would say if you do plan to breastfeed, you grab it. So if you plan to breastfeed, this thing is going to be your best friend. This is called a haka, and basically you just flip this back and you squeeze it and, you know, suction it to your boob, and you just put it on the other side that your baby's not feeding on, and it collects your letdown. And this helped me build a freezer stash without even using my electric pump. Now sometimes I did use my electric pump, but this thing, this is probably my favorite newborn. It's actually dirty right now because I still use this thing almost every single day. So I love this. I love the haka, love it. If you plan on breastfeeding, girl, this thing, I think it was $12 on Amazon. I know they have a bunch of different ones. It came with a lid and everything, and girl, get you one of these. To mention, if you plan on breastfeeding and you have insurance, a lot of the times insurance will cover an electric breast pump. So you can either ask your OB about it, or you can go ahead and do it yourself. I think the website is called Aeroflow. I'll link the website down in the description box, and you just type in your insurance information and it will tell you if you're eligible through your insurance to get a free electric pump, which, let me tell you, those things are expensive. So if you can do it, even if you're not sure if you plan on breastfeeding, girl, go ahead and do it. So you just put in your insurance information, and if you are eligible, it will pull up a list of what you are able to get. And I think for mine, I got a Spectra S2, and I think I ended up paying like $20 for it, but that's because I got like the bag and everything like that came with it. So I love my pump. When I did need to use it, it was really nice, and yeah, so check that out. If you, like I said, whether you plan on breastfeeding or not, if your insurance covers it, I would honestly go for it. And another thing for feeding that I wanted to mention, I personally never got a bottle sterilizer. I'm kind of one of the people that I want to have like the least amount of things as possible because it kind of overwhelms me. So we never got a bottle sterilizer. I did breastfeed. We are still breastfeeding, but sometimes she does get like an occasional bottle, and we did try pacifiers and stuff like that. So there were things to sterilize, but I just get a big pot of water, and like when everything was brand new, I sterilized it, and then honestly, like probably like every month I would throw stuff in there when I felt like it needed to be sterilized. But for the most part, I would just fill up the sink with really hot soapy water and wash it and get in there with like the bottle brush, or I would just throw it in my dishwasher, and it has like the sanitize setting. So if you have that, then I might not even like worry about getting a bottle sanitizer. If you want one, like that's totally up to you, but I just wanted to tell you like what worked for me, and we've been going 10 months without one. So if you can save some money, then do that. Like I said in the beginning, every baby is different. So your baby might not like certain bottles. So I wouldn't say go out and spend a fortune on different types of bottles because your baby might not like them. So what I recommend is go to Target, go to Amazon, I think Walmart does it, create a registry, and if you go up to customer service and show them your registry, they will actually give you like a bag of free samples, and it has pacifiers and bottles and like swaddle blankets and stuff like that, whatever they have at the time. And the same thing with Amazon, they will send you a free sample kit and it has tons of stuff in it. So you can get tons of different bottles that way, and then you can see what your baby likes and you can go from there. If your baby likes a certain type of bottle, then you can find that out and then you can go buy more and you're not wasting a ton of money. So on to clothing. This is probably like one of my biggest tips when you're buying pajamas and such. Okay, so there's like the button-up option and there are the zipper options. Let me tell you right now, do not get the button-ups. These things are awful. Your baby is probably going to be moving. They're probably going to be kicking. These things are awful. Do not get button pajamas. They do work, they do the job, but I'm telling you, at 3 a.m. when you're tired, this is going to be your worst nightmare. Like, honestly, like, this is so confusing. It would take me like 5 minutes to sometimes even just get them buttoned up, and then sometimes it would be wrong and I'd have to unbutton them and do it again. In the meantime, my baby is upset, like she's screaming. So do yourself a favor, get you the zip up jammies. They're so easy. They just zip right up and I love these. So this is actually, I think it's 6 to 9 months, yeah. So especially in like the newborn sizes, they have the ones that have 2 zippers. So they have like a zipper at the top and then they have like a zipper at the bottom, and then you can zip it up from the bottom so that your baby's like, you know, you can change their diapers super easily at night and you're not taking off all of their clothes and waking them up a ton. So get yourself a ton of zip up jammies. I still use zip up jammies. She's 10 months old and I do not bother with the buttons. So, and these are the ones without feet. I will kind of go into that a little bit later when I talk about another product, but yeah, so these are the ones without feet and I love them because they work really well with the outlet, which I will talk about in a minute. So get yourself zip up jammies. You will thank me later, I promise. Okay, and this isn't really like clothing, but I wanted to talk about it now because it's basically like a big sheet, like a big curtain. But this is a baby wrap, and even if this is your first child and you're gonna think, oh, I'm gonna have my hands free all the time, like it's gonna be fine, get yourself a baby carrier, a wrap of some sort. This is just like a cheap one off of Amazon. I'm sure there are cuter ones out there. I think this was like $20. I just personally didn't see the point of spending a ton of money on a wrap, but this thing is so nice. It is kind of challenging at first, like when you're first trying to do it, but if you look up videos on YouTube, it will tell you how to tie it, and I'll try to insert a picture of my baby in it as a newborn. And as she got older, but you just put your baby in here, you tie it around you, and you have both hands. You can load the dishwasher, you can clean, you can whatever. Super awesome. I use this for house chores, just when we went out, for walks if she didn't want to go in her stroller when she was younger. I absolutely love this thing. I think I used this type of wrap until she was close to like 15 pounds, and then my back just hurt so bad with her in it that I just couldn't use it anymore. And then we switched to like a structured carrier, which I'll also try to find a picture of. You just want to make sure that when you are looking at structured carriers, you get one that's going to make sure that you get one that their hips are going to be sitting right so it doesn't cause hip problems. So I love these. We loved the Velcro swaddles. They are just a lot easier than maybe the traditional way, which me and my husband never figured out. I'm sure that some people are great at it, but we just never figured it out, and it was just too much of a hassle. So we love the Velcro swaddles. I know that some people say that they prefer the zip-up ones because the Velcro actually wakes up their baby. So you can look into those too, but I definitely would recommend getting you some either Velcro or zip-up swaddles that are easy to use, and that way you're not fussing with it in those early to late night diaper changes. So we love that. I wish I would have brought some easy to use swaddles to the hospital, because every time we had to swaddle her, I was like calling in the nurse because I couldn't do it. So they probably got super annoyed that I was always calling them to swaddle her. So the next time I will definitely be bringing some Velcro or zip up swaddles with us. So I don't have any right now because they're all packed away because she's 10 months old, so we haven't swaddled her for quite a long time. But I did want to mention that because they were super useful for us. To mention with the Owlet, you do need to make sure that you are changing which foot you're using every single night, or if you use it for naps, every single nap, like it needs to be switched between the two different feet often, because you don't want it to, like I said, leave a mark or anything like that. So love the Owlet. That was definitely an essential for us. And then since I was just mentioning the Owlet, I want to mention it now. This is kind of like a splurge thing, and I know that everybody's different and you may not want to use the Owlet. It may cause you more anxiety than it helps, but for me, I had a little bit of postpartum anxiety, and it just really helped me to get some sleep because I was just like constantly checking the monitor. So we loved the Owlet, and it really just put our mind at ease. And we actually got it used off of Facebook Marketplace, and I just washed it really well. So if it is a little bit of a splurge for you, you can look into getting it secondhand. And yeah, we used it, I think, until she was about 6 months old. And a lot of people do say, I heard them say, like, the alarm would go off in the middle of the night and it would cause them anxiety. And when she was a newborn, we didn't experience that. But as she did get bigger and she started kicking more, she would kick the sock off and the alarm would go off, and I would wake up like in a panic. So that's kind of when we stopped using that. I know that some babies, maybe they don't move around as much and it works out better for them. But yeah, I did notice, I think it was when we moved to the biggest size sock, it did start having false alarms. So that is something to keep in mind, but it didn't happen when she was a newborn, and I plan to use it with our next baby whenever that is. So I do love the Owlet. I wanted to mention, I kind of mentioned it before, the reason that we have the jammies without the feet is because when you put the Owlet on, you don't want to have the Owlet covered by material because you don't want it to overheat, and because there is the potential that you can burn your baby's foot. So yeah, you don't want to cover the Owlet with pajamas. I personally never had any experience with that, so that's why I liked these. And then, so since I was talking about like safety and monitoring and stuff like that, I wanted to bring up our monitor. This has been like one of the most used things, and we still use it. Obviously, my daughter is actually sleeping right now. She's taking her first nap of the day. So I love our monitor. I chose this one specifically because it's not Wi-Fi. I didn't want to have a Wi-Fi monitor just for really safety reasons. I know that they can get hacked, and that's probably far and in between, but you know, I'm kind of a helicopter mom and it just freaked me out. So I really liked this. And also, if your Wi-Fi is out, then and you have a Wi-Fi monitor, you're not going to be able to check on your baby. So this is super nice. It came with 2 cameras and the monitor, and I think it was like $120. So super reasonably priced, and I love it. I love the ease of it. It shows you the baby and you can hear the baby, and there's actually a setting where you can like turn off the monitor and it will just activate if the baby starts crying, but usually I just leave it on all night. So yeah. And I also wanted to mention, we've gone on vacation a couple of times, and this was super nice because there wasn't always Wi-Fi, or it wasn't always the greatest, so you don't need Wi-Fi to hook it up. You just set the camera up so that you can see the baby and turn this on, and it will pair right to it, and no Wi-Fi needed. So we loved this. And everything that I've talked about, I will try to link down in the description box for you. Okay, so I want to move on to diapering, because this is a big category. So we have loved this like travel changing pad. It has lots of pockets. You can keep diapers, wipes, and you can fold it right up. It folds up super easily, super compact, and you can just bring it with you. You could clip it to your diaper bag, you could keep it in the car, whatever works for you. Yeah, we actually, I had it before she was born, and I never really thought about taking it with me. And then one time we were at my grandparents' house and I changed her on the couch, and I took the diaper out from underneath of her, and she started peeing, so she peed all over her couch. So ever since then I have taken this baby with me, and we use it all of the time because I felt really bad that she peed on their couch. So we loved this, and I usually try to keep it in the car just so that if we're out and about I can lay her on it and I can change her. This has been absolutely another one of my favorite products. It's just the Aquifer Baby, and we have absolutely loved this. We actually use the soap for her too, and it's unscented, no fragrance, no perfume. I try to use as natural of products as I can with her. We try to do that with ourselves too, but especially since she is a baby and she is very sensitive. So when she was about 3 weeks old, she got the absolute worst diaper rash ever. Like blistered. It was so bad, and we went to the doctor 2 or 3 times I think, and we got I think 2 different prescription creams, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. We tried the butt paste, the A&D, we tried literally everything, and then finally somebody recommended that we try the Aquifer, and I'm telling you, within 2 days her rash was almost gone. So we love this stuff, and I think this container was about $13, and we've had it since I think like November, and it's June now, and I don't know if you can see, but there's still quite a lot left. So it goes a long way, and we use this every single day. So we use it every night for sure, and then sometimes in between diaper changes during the day we use this. So absolutely love this. I recommend having it, and yeah, this has been our absolute favorite diaper cream. Some of the bigger products that we used and that we love. Some of them are not set up anymore because, like I had mentioned, she is 10 months old and we're not using all of them anymore. Really recommend is get a bouncer of some sort. It doesn't have to be fancy, it doesn't have to be super expensive, but get a bouncer of some sort. My daughter, she didn't necessarily love it. She didn't really love to be put down. A lot of the time she was kind of a clingy baby, but when she did, she would sit in her bouncer, and I could like bounce it with my foot, or I could get her to like take a supervised nap in there. Yes, I know it's not sleep safe. Yes, I know, but I would watch her, and sometimes she would take a nap in there when she was super tiny. Yes, I would watch her the entire time. So I recommend a bouncer. Another big item that I would recommend is a swing. I also wouldn't recommend getting anything super fancy because your baby might not like a swing, so you don't want to get something that your baby hates. We just got like a Fisher Price one, and it was pretty cool because it would swing like, I don't even know what way it's called, like this way, and it would go like front to back, so you could switch it, and it had music, it had a mobile on it, And like I said, she didn't love to be put down, but sometimes I could get her to sit in that, and sometimes, yes, supervised, during the day, I could get her to take naps in there because a lot of the times, most of the times, I was holding her for naps, so that was just a way for me to free up my hands sometimes. So definitely would recommend getting a swing. We actually borrowed the 4Moms Mamaroo from a friend just because I personally didn't see the point in spending so much money on a baby swing that she likely wouldn't even be using that long, that I didn't even know if she would like. So yeah, we borrowed it and she hated it. So it just goes to show that sometimes the more expensive products aren't always the best for your baby. Your baby could love it or your baby could hate it and it's a waste of money. So I always say, you know, more expensive is not necessarily better. If it's something that you really want to try, then totally go for it, but just know that you don't have to have the most expensive baby products because your baby might not even like them. Babies aren't brand snobs, so I just wanted to throw that out there as well. So another big item that we still use today is a rocking glider recliner. So I actually had a C-section and I could not get off of the couch by myself, so we actually had to move the recliner into the living room for, I think we lived in there for probably close to 4 months because I could not get off of the couch, and then it just ended up being super comfortable and we just left it in the living room. So whether you're planning on having a vaginal delivery or a C-section or whatever, I definitely would recommend getting one because you're going to be spending a lot of time rocking your baby, holding your baby, and having somewhere comfortable to sit is so important in my opinion. So my daughter actually just woke up from her nap. Hi, sweetie. Hi. Hi. Are you grumpy? Are you grumpy? So I wanted to show you one of the items that we love. So her crib mattress is the Newton Baby breathable crib mattress. It is it's waterproof and we love it. Definitely a splurge item, but my baby is a stomach sleeper now that she's older and it really freaks us out, so this just gives us a lot of peace of mind. And you know, all mattresses are rated and have like standards that they have to follow, so it may not necessarily be safer than, you know, the next one, but we love it. It helps us sleep better at night and she loves it because she sleeps really good on it most nights. So that is another one of our favorites. You love it? You love your mattress. Okay, and then another thing that we really love is the Hatch sound machine. We have been using this since day one. It's super nice because there's an app that you can use on your phone, and it's just super easy. She loves the waterfall sound. It helps her sleep great, and honestly, if she didn't use it, I would probably get one for myself. You can, I don't have my app right now on my phone, but you can set your favorite settings and you can click through it like this. There's a light on there, and then you can actually set it so that the clock comes up. But this was super nice, especially during the early days when I was waking up to nurse her frequently and the light wasn't too bright. So you're happy? So I could nurse her and it wouldn't wake her up all the way. So those are two of our favorites. And I wanted to mention, this is the recliner that we have. Her ball is there, and it's just from Target, and it's comfortable, it rocks, it reclines, and we have really enjoyed it. So can you say bye to everybody? Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Say thank you for watching our videos. We hope you subscribe. Say bye. Say thank you.